Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be discussing the 1987 film Adventures in Babysitting, starring Elizabeth Shue. Of course, this was her first movie as the main character. Of course, her previous film was, of course, being in the very first Karate Kid movie, where she plays, Allie with an I, in the first Karate Kid film. This is the first. I think this might have been the first film after that. It came like 3 years later, because she was in college. but this was her first movie as the main character, and she was in just about every scene in this movie. Of course, Adventures in Babysitting is one of those crazy, quirky 1980s comedies within the line of Ferris Bueller. It's in the same. It came around the same time frame and timeline as that, and Elizabeth Shue plays a girl named Chris, who was supposed to go out on this romantic dinner with her boyfriend, who cancels at the very last minute, so she didn't have anything to do, and for that evening, and one of her neighbors who used to hire her from time to time to babysit her kids, asked her if she was available to do so, and she said yes. And so she reluctantly decides to do so. And she said, "Oh, this is going to be my last babysitting job," and this, that, and the other thing. And one of the kids that she was babysitting, is the youngest daughter. She was obsessed with the character of Thor. Now this was like years before Chris Hemsworth played the part in the movies. It was like almost like 20, at least 20, almost 30 years before Chris Hemsworth played the part in the movies. So I mean, it's kind of like tame at the time, or lame, back then in 1987, for a little girl to be obsessed with a male comic book character, and she wore a helmet kind of like similar to what Thor wears, the rings and the sand and stuff on the crown. So it's kind of weird to see that in a 1987 film. Of course, at that time they also had her older brother was there. Of course, doesn't need a babysitter, but he had a crush on Chris, and who wouldn't? I mean, Elizabeth Shue was a gorgeous, and still is a gorgeous woman, and to this day. And so who wouldn't have a crush on her, right? So, but and the brother's friend was also there. So you have three kids with Chris or Elizabeth Shue, and Elizabeth Shue or Chris gets a phone call from a friend who was trapped in the bus station because she was going to run away with a boyfriend or something, and the boyfriend stood her up at the bus station, and she asked Chris to pick her up, and so she does so, I should say, and the car gets a flat tire, and all these shenanigans with the crazy tow truck driver. I think one crazy shenanigans thing after another, and like I said, it becomes more like a girl's version of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, because Ferris Bueller came out with Matthew Broderick came out just a year before this movie, so I guess they wanted to make one with a girl in it, and they call it Adventures in Babysitting. And of course, this movie was I would say fairly respectable. I mean, in terms of box office, the money made in the box office and stuff like that. But I thought it was an overall. I'm doing a short review on this thing, because there's not much for me to. I don't want to spoil too much for those of you who never saw this movie. But the movie itself, I don't think it was. It's been a long time since I saw it. I just recently saw it just last week. So it wasn't as bad as I remember it, but it wasn't half bad. The movie wasn't half bad. I like Elizabeth Shue's performance, and she was great. She was terrific in it. But other than that, I don't really. The movie. I felt the movie just didn't age well. I thought it was like I said a couple of times already, it was too similar to Ferris Bueller. But instead of having Matthew Broderick in it, Elizabeth Shue in it. Even though like I said, she was great, but the movie falls flat because it felt like a lot of the comedy was forced, and a lot of classic tropes that was used back in the 80s. And it was it does the movie. I found the movie does not age well. The performances were fine, but the movie itself does not age well because you can see where the jokes were going. You can see where the plot is going to go in this film, and you've seen a movie like this so many times in the 35 years since the movie came out. And this movie is 35 years old, this year, or what's left of 2022, I should say. But it is a tight old formula. But the movie, especially if you have to be a little bit of shoe fans like me, you will like this film because this is her first really solo performance in a like I said, as a main character at the head of the top of this review. So this is my review of the movie Adventures of Babysitting. Please click on the video, please rate it, please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and not only on my YouTube channel, but at rallyc.com, that's over WDY, and then at c.com. The homepage is my reviewer, Chris Lee Moore, and please check out all of his reviews on his website. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.